Through the data of every single swing state in the 2024 election, there is one very consistent question. I'd like to start in North Carolina. North Carolina overwhelmingly elected Democratic Governor Josh Stein with over 3 million votes. They elected a woman Democrat, Rachel Hunt, as the Lieutenant Governor, elected a Democrat as their Attorney General, Democratic Secretary of State. A Democratic woman lost in the Supreme Court race by 7,000 votes. And you get to the presidential race, and Donald Trump won by 189,406 votes. Now, what's interesting here? 356,884 people cast a vote for president and did not cast a vote for governor. Now, in 2020, North Carolina had a House race. The discrepancy there between the House and the presidential votes was 199,000. I'd love to hear from any of the hundreds of thousands of people in North Carolina that voted for Donald Trump and left the rest of their ballot completely blank. Next, let's look at Michigan, who elected to the Senate a Democratic woman in Alyssa Slotkin. 5,393,906 people voted in the Senate race. 5,641,411 voted for president. That is a difference of 247,505. I would love to hear from any of the 150,000 people that voted for Donald Trump and did not vote for Mike Rogers. You might ask, didn't Michigan have a Senate race in 2020? What was the discrepancy then? It was 59,282 people that voted for the president and did not vote for the senator. So a difference of almost 200,000 votes in that category, and another Democratic woman winning while Kamala Harris loses. And it's funny you mention that, because let's take a look next door where a Democratic woman who is a lesbian, Tammy Baldwin, was able to win her Senate race as well. Funny enough, by just the right margin, is about 60,000 votes in Wisconsin for Donald Trump that didn't feel like voting in the Senate race. And I would love to hear from a Wisconsin Republican that voted for Donald Trump but didn't want to give their vote to Eric. Now, in 2020, Wisconsin had a Senate race. The discrepancy was 14,990 votes between people that voted for the president and people that voted for the Senate. This year, it was 56,125. Now let's look at Nevada, a state that re-elected a Democratic woman to the Senate in Jackie Rosen. Once again, Donald Trump won by 46,000 votes. About 70,000 of those, it seems like they didn't fill out the rest of their ballot or vote for the senator. Isn't that interesting? Would love to hear from a Nevada Republican that didn't want to vote for Sam Brown but voted for Donald Trump. There are a lot of you. Finally, turning to Pennsylvania, 176,000 ballots cast a vote for president without voting for the Senate race, which is hotly contested. That Senate race was deeply cared about by both parties, incredibly well advertised on both sides. So much money went into those campaigns. Very interesting to see 175,000 ballots only voting for the president. Arizona is completely inept, so I can't analyze their data yet. Georgia did not have any kind of large election underneath the president that I could look at. Very interesting stuff. If you're one of the hundreds of thousands of ballots that decided this election that seemingly only had one line filled out, let me know in the comments your mindset and why you don't seem to care about anything else. Very interesting stuff.